We're here today. We've got a debate table here, and we've got a sign on the front of the debate table. The sign says that if you're not vegan, you support animal abuse. Change my mind. Okay, so are you vegan?
No, I'm not a vegan.
So currently, my position is I'm saying that you're supporting... I'm a vegan.
And you get all these proteins with vegan like that?
All the protein I need from being a vegan, absolutely.
Okay.
But my question to you is, if you're not vegan, then you are supporting animal abuse. What's your point on there?
Well, everybody has entitled to his own opinion, I guess.
What's your opinion?
Well, it depends on where you come from, how you raised, you know, and you're used to eating, you know, and it's hard to change a person.
Yeah, we've all been we've all been culturally indoctrinated, you know, we've all been conditioned as children.
Don't forget religion, you know, God permitted us to eat meat.
Okay, may I ask your religion?
When he sent the lamb, he was gonna sacrifice his son, then he learned.
Okay, so we got 2 points. We go down both. They're both interesting points. We've got culture and we've got religion. Which one do you want to go with first? Should we look at...
We can go with both. Whatever.
All right.
The question.
All right, let's go. We started with culture, so let's start with culture. Okay. So culturally, we've all been brought up differently, right? And if we'd been brought up in different geographical positions, we would have a different culture.
Like cannibals, they eat human beings because they're used to, because their ancestors, when their babies fed them humans.
Yes.
So it tastes good to them because this is what they're, you know, nobody, your mother food is...
right.
Top.
But do you think that we should never challenge our cultures? Do you think that we should always just continue the way we've been culturally brought up? Or do you think that as an adult, once we're educated, we could challenge our cultures and say, okay, culturally, where I've been brought up in my culture, we eat turkeys for Christmas and we eat lambs for Easter.
Right.
Now I can make a decision as an adult that I think that this is a rights violation of turkeys and lambs, and I don't want to participate in that cultural activity.
Again, like I say, everybody has his own opinion because God gave you a choice.
But that's religion. We're on culture at the minute. We go to religion. Just stay with me on culture.
Forget about God. You have a choice.
You have a choice.
Right, to eat whatever, because that's part of freedom, right?
Right. But what about their freedom? What about the animals' freedom? What about the chickens' freedom, the lambs' freedom, the cows' freedom?
They're there, I guess I don't know. You got me on that one.
Right, okay. And by the way, I'm not trying to trick you.
You're speaking up for the animals.
I'm speaking up for the animals.
Right.
Right? But what I'm doing is I'm just drawing people's attention to the questions I asked myself. I wasn't born vegan, but I challenged my culture and I challenged the things that I've been taught about.
So you're making a choice you want to make.
Of course.
So you're trying to convince somebody else to make a choice for the animal rights, which is good.
What I'm trying to say to people is good people are doing bad things because of things like culture and religion and indoctrination. They don't realize, they've never looked outside the norms or the parameters of their culture.
Now, when you're saying they're doing bad things, you're judging them now.
No, I'm not judging them.
You're giving facts.
But I'm just giving facts because you tell me if it's a bad thing. If you're not vegan, you're paying for pigs to go into gas chambers. You're paying for dairy cows to be raped, have their babies taken so you can drink her milk.
Okay.
You're paying for eggs. You're paying for male chicks to go into blenders, a macerator.
Right.
First day. Right. So would you say these are bad things or would you say that these are good things?
But they're, in a way, they're good and bad.
They're good and bad.
Right.
Tell me both. Why are they good?
They're good because first thing we need the vitamins from these animals.
Can we get them from anywhere else?
Yeah, but they're not the same taste.
Not the same taste, right? So now there's a bit more of work. That's the crux of the problem, right? So it's not the fact that we can't get the vitamins and minerals, it's the fact that we can't get the taste we want from eating them.
Right. If you can get the right taste, maybe you can change.
What's more important to you, taste or life?
But now we see life, before you're gonna fight for animal rights, there's human rights that are being killed and abused and trafficked and using their...
Yeah, humans have their rights violated daily. Can I be against human oppression and against animal oppression at the same time, or do I only have to be against one?
No, we can. No, but first, more human, I guess humans are more priority.
Okay, but you can be fighting for humans at the same time as not oppressing animals.
You know, there's genocide going on right now while we're talking, right? Humans being slaughtered, kids being split open by bombs.
Of course.
Right? You've seen that on TV, right?
Is it justified?
Huh?
Is it justified?
No, it's not justified.
And why is it not justified?
Because it's not right.
And there's a victim.
It's unhuman, you know.
And there's a victim.
They have the right to live, right?
What about the cows? Do they have a right to live?
But see, cows and animals, they don't have brains like humans.
They don't have to.
Why?
because they're sentient beings, they express fear, joy, they have emotions. Let's look at a human who has the same brain capacity as a chicken. Would it be
But
okay?
the creator who created you put them out there for you.
But would it be okay to violate them in the same ways? I'll let you grab your phone.
No,
You sure?
no.
All right, so
Okay.
let's say
we're getting warmed
we'll
up.
keep
here.
going. We're getting warmed up. Let's say I've got a human being,
Okay.
and they have been born with the same sentience and the same intelligence.
Let's say the sick. No, we don't want to say the retarded. The sick.
So someone with additional needs.
Yeah.
Let's say we have a human with additional needs,
Right.
and their needs means that they are the same as a chicken. Is it okay to factory farm them, to cut their heads off and eat their bodies because their intelligence level or their subjective experience of their life is the same as the chickens?
But Hitler did it with humans.
And was that okay?
No, it wasn't okay.
And why was it not okay?
But what can let the world heal itself? I guess by you promoting this, maybe some things will change. You got to start somewhere.
All of these things,
But you can't have it bang. It's done, right?
but we only get systemic
You
change.
want to start, which is
How do we get systemic change? In history, how did we ever get systemic change? How did we ever free
Education.
slaves? Education, right? And then people taking personal accountability.
exactly.
At the moment, if you're not vegan, probably 3 times a day, you will fund and vote with your money to put an animal into an exploited position where they have their rights violated and their life taken. You right? Now, when you remove that, let's say you go vegan today and you say, I'm no longer going to pay for animal exploitation.
Well, you did your studies on how much percentage of humans in the world eat animals?
Well, it's irrelevant because even if you were the only vegan on the planet right now, you're still
what's the
morally and
percentage
ethically
of it?
right. I'm not sure what the exact percentage is. It is constantly
Approximately.
changing. It's constantly changing.
And what was the last time?
It's a small percentage at the moment, but the
What's
more
the
and more
what,
people are
1%?
educated, something small, yeah,
Or tenth of
potentially.
a percent?
No, I think it's maybe like 1-2%. It's small,
Okay.
but that's irrelevant because even if you were the only vegan in the world,
Mm-hmm.
you're still right. Even if you're there's always the first right
And
person.
plus it's healthy, more healthy, right?
That's a benefit, right? But I wouldn't say.
Less diseases.
I feel super healthy. I know that my environmental impact is less. I know that I'm thriving on it. But these are all benefits, right? They're not reasons to go vegan. I'll give you an analogy. I'm going to stop punching people because it hurts my hand.
Or it hurts their face.
That's the reason why I should stop punching people, because it hurts their face, because there's a victim. If I change my ways because it impacts me,
But at
that's
the
not
same
the
time,
right
You
way.
got to start somewhere, right?
But we need to focus on the victims. Because there are victims in these systems, our focus needs to be on the victim because they're the ones having their rights violated. Okay? The benefits for me is great, but the reason why I change is because the victims are having their rights violated.
Exactly.
Rights violated.
Does animals include insects too?
It includes sentient beings. So do you know what sentience means?
No.
So if a being is sentient, it means that they are having a subjective experience of the world. They'll express emotions like fear, joy, pain. They'll
Okay.
have the desire to live.
Okay.
They'll decide, oh, I'm a bit cold here. I might walk over there and sit in the sun and
Okay,
warm
go
up.
on their car where it's warm.
Yeah, get on the roof of the car where it
Right,
says
right.
warm. So when animals are sentient,
sometimes, like since you brought that subject up, I've seen on videos animals do bring humans to help.
animals are very intelligent, but we can't mix intelligence and sentience, right? Because we could be super intelligent, like my phone's intelligent, but it's not sentient. So we mustn't confuse the two. The reason why we should be
It
vegan
doesn't
is
have
because
a
it's
soul,
sentient.
like an animal has a soul.
I agree with you that an animal has a soul, but it's not necessarily the soul, it's the central nervous system and a brain. So I agree animals have souls,
Right.
but this brings us to the religious aspect of what we talked about earlier. May I ask your religion? What is your religion?
Islam.
Islam, Muslim?
Yeah, but not extremist though. Islam.
Right, okay. So
Right.
what part of your religion are you using to justify killing animals?
Well, I can't justify it,
Well, that was a really easy part with the religion. We can't justify it.
and I can't judge. I can't justify. I can't judge.
You can't justify, you can't judge. But at the moment, you can't justify it, but you're continuing to
Because I
perpetuate it.
know my instincts, telling me it's wrong.
So if your instincts is telling you that it's wrong, what can you do about it?
Pass it on, I guess. I can't fix the world. Just.
But
pass
what
it
can
on.
you personally do?
Me? Yeah, I know what you want me to say. Stop.
Right. But that's what that's what I want you to come to the realization of. I don't want you to stop because some guy on the street today told you to stop. I want you to actually realize that the impact of your choices with your money and what you do in your life impacts another individual and it violates their rights. So I want you to stop because you've realized them actions are immoral and unethical. Because then you'll stay true to it. If you, some guy, I believe, yeah, that guy made some sense, you'll stick to it for a little bit. But unless you really value what being vegan is, you won't click with that.
There's some countries that killed homeless animals.
They do. They do. There's lots of awful things.
How can you justify that?
You can't justify that.
What can you do about that?
We could take them animals, we could put them in sanctuaries, and we could neuter them animals to stop them reproducing. And if we neuter animals and control reproductive numbers, then we'd be able to shrink the population of these animals down to a manageable amount, where inevitably, probably in the end, these animal species would die out. Cows, chickens, sheep, lambs, these aren't natural animals anymore. These are animals we've brought into existence.
I'm going to tell you a story about a Muslim story, about a cat and a woman that says...
She went to hell for not feeding the cat.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I understand the story. I know...
Not only that, she didn't give her liberty.
So tell me
that's her liberty to go out and...
Tell me the story. I'm interested in hearing the story from you. If you'd like to, I'd appreciate you telling me the story.
Yeah.
Go for it.
No, it's the same thing.
No, please, because it's sort of a little bit...
No, so she locked her out. She didn't let her go eat or, hunt or, find her food. So that was a big sin. So she went to hell for that.
She went to hell because she took away the rights of that cat.
One went to heaven because she went to a well with her boot and, pulled out water for a dog.
So within your religion basis...
So that tells you right there, there's a lot of religions that contradict themselves too.
Of course, of course. But if this is your religion and this is what you base your morals and your ethics with, then your religion's aligning with animal rights.
Excuse me for a second.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Pause.
Cut.
Go ahead.
So your belief system is also pointing towards animal rights. Your God himself has punished someone who violated the rights of a cat, and he has blessed someone who rescued the rights of a dog.
Who created me, created the animals.
Right.
So what you're saying, I got to feel with them too, right? So that's why really brought me here.
What I'm saying is we need to realize that animals are here with us, not for us. We don't need to exploit them and violate their rights for our benefits in any way, what shape or form, whether it's fashion, animal testing, whether it's sport, whether it's hunting, whether it's food. We need to leave animals alone and respect their right to their life. Exactly. The same as these pigeons, exactly the same.
Now, in other countries, they won't want to take a walk like this because they know they'll hurt. But here, she's protected.
Right. So sentience. So see, they know when they're safe. They know where to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is sentience.
Same level line.
Of course. But at the moment, I don't currently pay for animals just like her to be violated. Right. What are you going to do? Are you going to continue to pay for them to be violated, or are you going to make that decision to be vegan?
Well, I'm going to be truthful. I'm going to slow down a little bit.
This is an interesting point.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to reduce and we're going to slow down.
Yeah.
All right. But
because I know some people get the diseases from eating so much meat.
That's irrelevant. This is the benefits, right? This is back in the benefits.
It's called, they can paralyze them from walking.
This is back in the benefits section. We can be healthy being vegan.
And swine, pork is, is bad, real bad for you.
I want to bring you back from the health benefits to the ethics and the rights, because you said I'm going to reduce, I'm going to slow down. Now, let's take another injustice. Let's say that I am the biggest racist person you've ever seen. And you're sitting here telling me, Steve, racism is bad. As a victim, you shouldn't be racist. And I say, I agree with you. I understand all your points. But you know what I'm going to do?
I call it naive.
But let me say, so let's say we've sat for the 10 minutes we've sat here, and you've explained racism to me. You've explained that there's a victim. And I said to you, I completely agree with you. You're right. Do you know what? I'm not going to be racist on Mondays. And I might be a little bit less racist on Thursdays. But Wednesdays, Tuesdays, Saturdays and Sundays, I'm going to carry on. What would your message be to me?
I think you need some help.
Because I should stop being racist, right? So I can't do a little bit of that injustice. I either am complicit in that injustice, whether it's a small amount or a large amount, I'm still complicit, or I remove myself. So I say, look, I'm not going to be racist because I realise it's an injustice with the victim. The same as you can't reduce the amount of animals you send into a slaughterhouse. Because even if you send one, you're still complicit in that injustice to that individual. So you can't reduce or...
And the way they kill them to get them ready for slaughter is inhumane. It's
inhumane.
inhumane.
Any slaughter is inhumane. How can you humanely slaughter an animal? It's an oxymoron in itself. If we took the word humane and put it in front of any other injustice, it sounds absolutely
And the
crazy.
animal has feelings, it's going to get slaughtered too.
Of
We
course.
gotta start breaking.
Because they have a desire to live. They run, they flee, they run from slaughterhouses. I've been to slaughterhouses and I see animals backing up and running away.
I'm next, yeah.
I see them shaking in fear, weeing and pooing, just where they stood there in line shaking. I've looked in their eyes and I've been with them as they're going in. And trust me, they are reacting and responding the exact same way you and I would if we were in a line on a kill floor being taken in.
Okay. I mean, this is your business, it's none of my business, right? What you're doing. But don't we have to clean our backyard? I mean, our house before we clean our backyard.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by...
I mean, there's our humans getting slaughtered down. Humans are being trafficked. Humans are being killed using for body parts. Don't
Same
you
as
wish-
animals, same as cows and chickens and pigs. But what you can
don't
do...
we have to, stand up for them first before we stand for the animal? Or do they have the same level for you?
For me, I could be fighting for human oppression at the same time as not paying for animals to be oppressed.
Good, okay.
You see what I'm saying? So you can do both. If
So
you
we can agree on that.
if you feel really passionate about standing up for
willing.
human
You
rights,
fight for that, I'll fight for that.
if you
I'm
exactly,
ready.
if you're ready
I'm
to fight for human
Exchange
rights,
is not a robbery, right?
so you can fight for humans, but stop paying. Because if you fight for humans
I'll promise you, I will stop eating meat.
and dairy and eggs and wearing leather and wool, all of these exploitative industries have a
Now, slow
victim.
down. You want to put somebody, you can't even scare them off. You got to get them little by little.
Go back to the racism. I'm going to slow down. I'm only going to be racist 4 days a week.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
Okay, now you.
See what I'm saying?
So you're doing good defense.
You see what I'm saying? Because we can't limit it, we can't bring it down. You're very versed and you're very passionate about human rights. Okay.
Right.
Now, what is the difference?
Because when you see on TV what they're showing us, you're not going to the slaughterhouse and seeing it. It's in our face.
Yeah, but what happens in the slaughterhouse is similar. It's the same.
You know,
What happens in the
you see babies
slaughterhouse?
split open and your father holding them up. That's
Yeah.
It's not just one day. It's just going on for every day for 11 months.
When you look at one gas chamber in the UK that kills 4,000 pigs a week, a day even, I think it's 4,000 pigs a day
Well, in my
inside a
religion,
gas
well,
chamber.
you can't slaughter pigs.
Okay, well, let's look at cows. Let's look at cows.
Right.
Dairy cows at 4 years old go into a slaughterhouse pregnant to have a head bolted. They cut her
Pregnant?
throat. Most dairy cows, when they go to a slaughterhouse, are still pregnant because they can only produce
now.
milk.
This is where our religion. Now we're getting to religion. Now, with our religion, you can't slaughter a pregnant animal.
Right. Well, this is haram.
I know. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
All right. Well, in your religion, all animal farming, or majority of farmed animals are factory farmed. All of factory farming is haram. There is no right way to farm animals.
You can't farm animals and so on.
No way. All of this aligns
You can
with
herd them. You can herd them.
in the religion, in your religious text.
You
There's
can herd,
yeah.
but you can't farm.
Right.
Right.
When everything in your life, and you
Especially
seem,
dogs.
and why dogs?
Because I don't know why. Because they're used for certain things. Because you can't use it, keep them we can't have a dog in the house.
Right.
Okay.
I'm interested, right, because everything in your life, to me, seems like you're pointing towards the ethics of being vegan. Your religion is guiding you towards being vegan, and you seem like a really kind, compassionate guy.
Thank you. I appreciate
Why are you trying hard to not be vegan? Why are you trying to hold on?
I'm not trying to hard. Just
It seems like we're trying to find all these little ways.
never
and-
really thought about it.
All right, that's a fair
That's
point.
why we educate ourselves in certain things. Like you, conversating with you educated me a lot.
I appreciate that.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
I hopefully gave you one word
Of course.
triggered your wisdom.
Biggest thing I've got from this conversation is I think that you're a compassionate and empathetic person, and I believe
You too.
that you will be vegan when you align your ethics and your actions because it aligns with the way you are as a person.
It does.
Let me give you this card and you can look into it a little bit further as well.
I will. I got some emergency to do right now.
All right.
I'll chit chat with you more.
It's been a real pleasure talking to you, and I hope you have a lovely day.
What's your name?
My name's Steve.
Steve.
What's your
Jake.
name?
Jake.
Jake. Nice to meet you, Jake.
All right.
Have a good day. So we just spoke to Jake. He was a really, really nice guy. I felt the empathy and compassion from him. He admitted he'd never thought about this before. So this was probably the first conversation he'd ever had about animal rights. I feel like it went really well. I feel like he's going to make good change. I feel like he's going to be vegan. He seemed respectful in the conversation. And yeah, sometimes you have these conversations, sit down with people, and you can sort of get a feel for the ones who are going to change and be vegan. And I think he was definitely one of them ones today.